Fiorentino. What happened to her?
You thought she was going to peak with, like, what was that movie she did with Matthew Modine?
Vision Quest.
Vision Quest. I want to say Vision Quest.
Yes.
My mind was saying no. It's not called Vision Quest, Eric. But it was Vision Quest.
With Anthony Edwards.
And she was really hot in that, whatever. And then she kind of disappeared. And then she came back again. You know, then she had After Hours. And then she kind of disappeared for a few years, and then
The Last Seduction.
The Last Seduction, and that put her on top. Everyone thought Linda Fiorentino was like the next big thing.
She did Shade, and then there was that Ray Liotta movie Unstoppable with the same director of The Last Seduction.
Men in Black,
which was a hit. They didn't need her for the sequel.
Yeah.
And then she got into, and then strangely, like years later, while she had Dogma, she got pulled into that whole wiretapping case.
Oh yeah, the Anthony Pellicano case.
Yeah,
that's right.
She was pulled into there, and I guess during the testimony they had said that she had officially retired from acting, but I have no idea because the last thing I ever saw her in was Liberty Stand, still a straight-to-video movie back when they had video with Wesley Snipes as a sniper.
Wesley Sniper.
What happened to my friend Mr. Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman retired.
Exactly, and he didn't tell anybody.
But that doesn't count. He
counts to me.
But no, we're talking about guys who had promise and then fizzled.
He fizzled.
Yeah, you want to talk about promise? Let's talk
about
Chris Tucker.
Where was the promise? I'm waiting
to hear. Tucker, yeah.
You're talking about a guy who was going to be the next Eddie Murphy.
Dead Presidents.
Yes, Dead Presidents.
And the only other film I liked him in besides Dead Presidents is Silver Linings Playbook. And it wasn't like a major part. It was a supporting part, but it was a memorable part. That's it. There's no, I thought I hated him in Fifth Element, you know?
Well, he hates that role, period. But even so, he had a lot of promise then because he was offered Any Given Sunday. I think Undercover Brother was considered for him. He had a number of big-name films.
And he dropped out of Black Knight, which Martin Lawrence took.
Okay, so there was some crap too, but he was a guy who would go and say, oh, well, I'm afraid of my movies bombing, and then nobody wanted to hire me.
Wait, Undercover Brother was a hit? Financially and critically?
Yeah. Well, not critically, financially.
So it's not like Chris Tucker should not have turned down, you know, Undercover Brother.
He could have made it 10 times better. Come on.
Well, anybody would have been better than Eddie Griffin.
But, yeah, he had his success. He had his sequels to Rush Hour.
But that's all he started making was sequels to Rush Hour.
Yeah, that's all he started. And then he got like strangely bigger.
Well, he had a lot of time to work out.
Yeah, tax issues. He had to pay bills.
Don't we all? Don't all.
Exactly. Like Mike Myers. What the fuck happened to Mike Myers? So we're going to get into him in another episode.
Mike Myers, I think, believed his own hype and just felt like since maybe his training ground was SNL and making characters, that was what every film he felt he had to do was making a character. Because, like, The Love Guru, he workshopped that before he even wrote the script. And then, you know, and I thought he was making a kind of a comeback with his little cameo in Inglourious Basterds, but that seems to be, like, the last time you've really seen him on screen.
2-minute scene.
Yeah, it's a 2-minute scene. It's almost like a stunt scene. And I thought he took me out of the movie because I felt like he was doing an Austin Powers thing. I felt like he was charactering it up.
Well, that seems to be, like I said, most of his acting is he wants to portray a role rather than be.
He did have the potential, because I liked Mike Myers, he had the potential to be a new Peter Sellers.
Yes.
And what I mean is, one of my favorite actors of all time, folks, is Peter Sellers. Yes, he was funny as hell, and he was funny as hell, but he was a mad genius. I mean, the guy would completely immerse himself in whatever part he played, and he could be an American president and be believable and funny. He could be, you know, all sorts of things. And Myers had that potential, but the difference between someone like a Peter Sellers and a Mike Myers is that a Mike Myers just didn't know how to move away from the caricature as opposed to creating a character.
Were you doing a Dr. Evil impression just now? Caricature?
Caricature. Anyway, so Mike Myers. Anyone else?
Vin Diesel.
Yes, Vin Diesel.
That was mine. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel.
We're on fire in this episode, folks.
Vin Diesel should at least have had the career that The Rock has currently.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be sort of making a kind of comeback now.
Well, I hope so.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, as long as he gets out of just the Fast and the Furious movies, I'll be happy.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, no, you did not talk about Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is having a career resurgence right now. Need for Speed.
Sorta. The jury's still out on that.
He was in, what was that?
He was in RoboCop.
The other guys.
But that's not evidence that we'll have to see where that goes.
To me, he never fizzled. He's always still around.
After Jackie Brown, and his, when they made, Jackie Brown and
Jack Frost.
Not Jack Frost. The one that took place in the same universe. Out of Sight together. It seemed like after that he kind of just drifted to projects that went direct to DVD or something like that.
Yeah, because he was in Herbie Fully Loaded.
Right.
He directed a film that went straight to DVD with Kelly MacDonald.
There's a movie where he was the president and his daughter.
Oh, First Daughter. And he made that really... Let's not talk about that last one. That was gonna...
At the time, that period of time, like the 80s, early 90s, they're always trying to find the next John Belushi or the next Chevy Chase or the next, Bill Murray type, right? And they kept trying to, Michael Keaton was that next guy, your friend who's also the party animal, right? Kind of character. And then he started getting locked into Tom Hanks kind of roles, like Duplicity and stuff like that. So, and then Batman came around and changed the whole thing, and then his career got kind of lost. Well, now what do? Do I still do comedic parts, or now am I considered a serious leading man? And he's not quite a leading man.
Well, he had The Paper.
The Paper was actually a decent film. It's a decent film. But he's not... It's weird. It's hard to figure out where to place Michael Keaton.
He's kind of between a B and a C-list star. It's sort of like... Who were we talking about earlier? Colin Farrell. It's we couldn't get this person, we couldn't get this person, we couldn't get this person. Michael Keaton, maybe he's still available?
I used to be a huge Sean Connery fan, and I'm starting to move away from that.
I missed a man in the movies. That's all I gotta say.
Liam Neeson, that is your future.
If he ever tried to do a different accent, then he would lose his identity as Sean Connery.
Right, but then he also
played
an army colonel from Vietnam in the Presidio. So figure that out.
What? They're schlum. I've just been offered this role.
We love you, Sean.
Character called Gandalf.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Well, I mean...
Jaws the Revenge. We need a bigger boat.
I found that letter.
What is this?